All right, Ty, I hit the live button. It just takes a few minutes to start, and we are actually on camera and live now. So we're live now. I can't hear you.
How about now?
I can hear you now. There we go.
Cool, brother. Right on.
All right. I like to give it a minute or two because people get notified.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah. What's your day look like so far? You just been in the house, staying away from the coronavirus?
Yeah. No, I actually have an appointment. I'm going to get a contract. I met with somebody over the weekend. They said, yes, we want to sign. So I'm going out at 2:00 to sign that. I got another conference call with some partners that are doing commercial stuff that are looking at self-storage, mini storage. Then what else? And then just prospecting and doing lead follow-up all day. So, yep.
Cool. Do me a favor. Lower your camera. There you go. Perfect. Right there. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I had to send a wire today. And so I go to Wells Fargo. Well, yesterday I went to Wells Fargo, and now it's by appointment. I can't get into Wells Fargo here in Las Vegas without setting an appointment, which I understand. So then I called yesterday when I was there, and I said, can I make an appointment? So I made like a 9:30 appointment this morning to go inside the bank to send a wire, but it was a very interesting experience.
Before they did the shelter in place, I went to the bank just to pull some cash because I'm like, hey, I want to have cash on hand, a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit of just spending money in case, who knows, right? Just in case. And the bank actually had a sign in the window that said, we're temporarily closed. And I'm like, 3:00 on a Wednesday or something last week. And before they did the shelter in place, whatever it was, a few days before the shelter in place. And I talked to the bank manager, and he's like, yeah, dude, I had to literally restock money. We had to close the bank and pull cash out of the ATM because so many people came in to pull cash and cash checks or pull money out of their account. So very interesting times for sure.
Yeah, totally. Well, let's just kind of go in why we just wanted to stream live because, over the last couple of days, we had talked to get you back on the show, and now you asked if it would be cool if you could bring some of your friends on, and I'm like, yeah, let's do something wonderful for people and bring some huge value. So why don't we kind of talk about who's coming tomorrow evening at 6:30 and what they can expect.
Awesome. So the whole purpose of this is just obviously to keep everybody inspired, keep everybody moving forward. Also to be real, what's really going on. Let's talk about what's really going on in the real estate market, what's going on in the economy, how is it affecting people. A lot of Q&A is always the intention of what we want to do. But what I did is I went out and I reached out to some friends, Pace and Jamil. And Pace and Jamil, if you guys know them, a lot of people know them. Some of you do not know them. These guys are out. They're all about contribution. They're out sharing. They actually were doing a tour of real estate investment clubs called Pace and Jamil Do America. And the idea was that they were in Pennsylvania. I went to drive down 3 hours down to Fresno, California, 3 hours there, 3 hours back to just go and hang out with them. They're just sharing what you need to do to be successful in today's market. Jamil he's a co-founder, one of the highest, if not the highest, most successful wholesale disposition company in the country, a company called Keegley. They do between 60 to 80 disposition sales of wholesale deals per month. So over $10 million revenue company. They'll share that. He's built that up. 2008, 2009, he has his own story. He literally was in land development and lost basically everything. He'll share his own story on the call. And then Pace Mobley is amazing. This guy is one of the leaders when it comes to seller financing. He does a lot of talks a lot about subject to financing, which some of you may or may not know, but we'll talk about that. Share the stat that what you talked about, the 4 months.
Oh yeah. So I found Pace online through I think Steve Trang's podcast, Real Estate Disruptors, right? That's a great podcast. And I started listening to Pace. I'm like, man, this guy is sharp because he goes in and he's looking at deals that people were turning down, right? They were saying, "Oh, this isn't a good deal. Nobody wants. No, there's nobody that wants to buy it." And he's what I call a deal architect. So he structures deals, oftentimes with taking over the property subject to the existing mortgage, which means leaving it in place, and then he'll either keep it in his portfolio or he'll wholesale that transaction. And on deals that a lot of people just had no clue what to do with, he's making thousands and thousands of dollars, right? And so as real estate investors, that's our goal, is to have different tools in our tool belt that we can, like, okay, this is a good property to do this strategy, or I could wholesale it this way, or I could buy it subject to, or I could do a lease option on it, or I could co-wholesale the deal with Keegley, right? There's so many options, and that's why I think these guys are going to bring like an intense amount of knowledge to everybody, including ourselves, and that's why we're having them. And I appreciate you reaching out and bringing on some of your crew to kind of enhance the, you know, the viewing pleasure for everybody stuck at home anyways. Might as well educate yourself for free.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing is that I'll share with you guys the biggest thing, the most impressive thing about Pace and Jamil is they come from a place of contribution. These guys are all about giving. They have a hashtag they promote called Squad Up, and it's really about your squad. So like Bo and I have been acquainted, we're friends, we've done business, but now more than ever in this changing environment, this changing economy, we need to tighten up our circles and be closer to people and be more connected. And even, how can I help you? How can I add value to you? How can I add value? So part of it is, you know, for Bo and I, we're building communities. We want to support all of you. But I'll tell you that, like with Pace and Jamil, these guys are all about community. And in that Arizona market, they have guys like Steve Trang, Jamil, Pace, Brant Daniels, Carlos and Sal. There's so many, Sean Terry, you know, and there's so many guys, and these guys are all, you know, a lot of people would look at them as competitors in the same market, but it's quite the opposite. These guys are collectively working together and sharing what's working, what's not working, and coming together to really empower the group. And I would say that Pace and Jamil are definitely forward thinkers and leaders of this type of movement, where we're not competitors. We're a community that needs to come together, especially during a time like this. So they're going to talk a lot about squatting up, talk about contribution and who you can be in your own community. And it's profound, man. I was really impacted by spending time with them probably 2-3 weeks ago in Fresno. And so I want to encourage everybody. We're doing the call this Thursday, 6:30 p.m. The link will be in. It's a part of, what is the group? I apologize, but
it's facebook.com/real estate investing club. I'm going to post links to each of these different, because this is probably streaming on multiple channels right now. So I'll make sure everybody knows where to go. And it's also, you can go to meetup.com/thrive, REIA. And you should become a member there, because that's where we always post our local meetings in the Bay Area, as well as our online meetings too. So lots of places to connect with us. And you know what's interesting? I look at Phoenix, Arizona as like the Silicon Valley of wholesalers, right? That's where all these, I mean, I don't know what it is, what they're drinking in the water, but something, because they're like the king of wholesaling there in that market. But yeah, I mean, right now especially, we have to kind of, you came up with the name, right? Survive and thrive. Right now is a time, which is so true. There's going to be a lot of hardship, but there's also going to be a lot of people that thrive because they're taking massive action. I mean, if there's any time to take massive action, it's right now, to cut expenses, to get your your working mind going, so you can make strategic moves to you know, at the end of the day, if we do go into a 20% downturn in home prices, there's going to create a bigger opportunity, you know, 6-12 months from now. So that's what I'm gearing for. And then also, you know, any bleeding that comes from tenants not paying me or whatever, being able to kind of offset that. I mean, those are things that we all have to think about. If you own a lot of rental property, you're going to have to do some negotiation and take some action. But you know, I'm more motivated now than ever, because we were both through the last downturn, right? And that was not fun, but we also did well on the upswing from it. And now, knowing what we know going through that recession, I think it's going to create even more opportunities for people that will kind of, grab the bull by its horns and take, immediate action.
Absolutely. 100%, Bo. 100%. And Survive and Thrive, it's something that a good friend of ours, a mutual friend, Jeff Quinton, who also we should have on the show coming up. But Jeff had wrote a whole paper about Survive and Thrive. And it really, that was the first thing I did, is reached out to everybody I know. What are you doing right now? What are you doing? What are you putting into your mindset? What are you reading? What are you thinking about? What are your daily actions and schedule? And so I know half the people that are watching this video right now, half of the people are really excited and anticipating, hey, I'm making moves. I'm going to be positioned. I'm going to take advantage of this opportunity that's coming up. And I also know half of you out there are probably nervous, or maybe even a little worried. And to be honest, then there's probably even a percentage of you that are both. You're excited and you're concerned. And I'm probably in that category. I am concerned. I see friends of mine, family members, people that are struggling right now, that are going through, maybe got job layoffs, things like that, I didn't expect that for some of the people. I'm actually quite shocked at some of the changes I've seen. So it's okay if you're worried. That's okay. If you're concerned, if you have some stress, also if you have some excitement, but I would say get on the call Thursday, 6:30, get on this stream. We want to share and give everybody the best tools. And if nothing else, if you're doing well, we want you to come in and be part of the group that's sharing and supporting other people that may be worried. So this is a great time. Let's replace worry with work. And let's take advantage of this and surround ourselves with the right people, the right peer groups, so that we can obviously maximize this opportunity. So thank you both for putting this together. Thank you for always all the contribution and stuff you do. And 6:30 Thursday. It's going to be a great call. So 6:30 Pacific time.
All right. Well, thanks, Ty. And I'm going to see you guys tomorrow. And I'm excited for the call, just like everybody else that's going to come onto the call. It's going to be really, really good. And I'm going to learn some things. And I've bought a lot of properties, but I haven't been the most creative deal structure guy, even though, I know how to do a lot of it. But it's really, I got to go, okay, there's so many more opportunities instead of just always buying low with a hard money loan. And okay, now I'm looking at it in different ways. Can I lease option? Can I structure with creative financing? Can I buy it subject to? That's what will really excel my business personally. So that's what I'm really excited about. But anyways, let's wait till tomorrow to dive into it. Ty, you have a great day. Thanks for jumping on, and we'll see everybody tomorrow.
Awesome. Thank you.
Bye-bye.